Welcome to the SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh, automatic SEO for the people, Bashinsky. And today I am joined by my lovely co-host, Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hello there, guys. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing well. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I know we were talking about that before the show. I'm Canadian, so I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving the last couple of days. I did that the month before for some reason. Probably because winter comes so much sooner in Canada, actually. I just realized that now. Wow, you learn things on this show. So if you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the finest place on the interwebs to find information about both SEO and artificial intelligence and the convergence of SEO and artificial intelligence, which is all the rage and all the thing to be watching and to be doing. I don't think there's another industry out there other than SEO that is going to be as affected by AI, because we use AI for everything. We use it for finding the niches, finding the easiest niches, finding the lucrative niches. We use it for crunching all that data in a way that no human possibly could, in a speed no human possibly could. We use it for finding all the boosting keywords to use on your page and crunching all that data faster and more efficiently and better than any human possibly could. We use it for other aspects of SEO as well. And we use it for writing all the content as being a subject matter expert in every single subject and making the page more helpful than a human can ever make it by scouring the interwebs and finding out what is super helpful for pages and making it and doing that. And we do that all in one single super advanced SEO copilot that we have built, currently called Keyword Spy, but we're changing the name to SEO Copilot. Shortly, in a few months, we'll do that. We'll move it over. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about today's show. Let me just check to make sure that it's actually broadcasting here. Let's see. Welcome to the SEO plus AI show. Yes, we seem to be broadcasting. Yay. And the Furman UK says, hi guys. Hey, Furman UK. Today's show is AI can automate SEO like never before. And that's the November 28th edition. I'm going to be putting out, there's going to be a constantly running theme on the show, and I'll be putting out more editions with the date on it so you can see what's the latest information on the same title of the show. Because really, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's all about SEO automation. It's all about AI automating SEO. I don't know if you noticed. I will turn this on to speak of you. So, folks, and now I have to wait for this stupid thing to get out of my face. Get out of there. Oh, I should mention, if you, we have two different versions of shows, by the way. We have a live show, which we're doing right now if you're watching it live. We have a live show at Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, which you can join. You can ask questions. You can ask me any questions at all. I will give you any SEO help I can give you, as well as showing you all the automated SEO stuff you can do with AI, how you can improve your game. Not only can you automate your game, but you can bring your game up to next levels and get rankings like you've never gotten them before and make money like you've never made before. That's all coming up on the show. Keep watching. But if you want to join the live show and you want to ask questions, by all means, make sure you like and subscribe and click the bell and slap the monkey and punch the donkey and all the other stuff you're supposed to do down there to get notifications that we've actually gone live. And then you too can join the live show and you can be here and ask questions. Everyone, drink them if you got them. Or we do a produced show as well. I mean, we take the live show, we cut it all up, we take out the good bits, we smooth over all of my rough transitions of me not knowing how to produce a YouTube show. The SEO and AI information is good. I don't have time to learn OBS, and so that's what I'm. It's a trade-off, right? So we produce the show. We release that Fridays at 10 a.m. You're welcome to talk with me on the community there. If you have any Keyword Spy questions, you're welcome to come on the live show and ask any questions. If you have any Keyword Spy questions, you can go ahead. You're welcome to ask me any questions in the description as well. Or you can always email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. That's JOSHB as in Bob, ACHY as in YouTube, N as in Nancy, SKI@gmail.com. Okay, so today is automatic SEO, and we're going to be doing this as a recurring theme. I'm going to be showing you how to improve your game, how to find the lucrative niches, how to find how you can make the most money, and those kinds of things. We're going to be going through the automatic SEO, how to improve your game today. And let me tell you why you want to do that. So a lot of people out there, I don't know if you noticed, there's been this interview. I know, Greg, I think you saw this. There's been this interview with some of the top SEOs, so people who are considered the top SEOs, at a conference in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And the Chiang Mai SEO conference has been around for years. It's one of the bigger SEO conferences. I think it's probably the biggest, would you say, Greg? Or many people consider it to be the biggest or the place to be. Would you agree?
For specifically SEO, probably, yeah.
Yeah. And so another YouTuber went out there and did a bunch of interviews with a bunch of these SEOs. Some really big names: Cyrus Shepard, Craig Campbell, Charles Float, who is getting a name for himself. He's been around in SEO for a long time. There's some controversy around him, but he's doing SEO. Probably more slanted a little bit towards the black hat stuff, but not totally and not completely. Cyrus Shepard is as white hat as it gets. He was the lead SEO for Moz for years, or one of the SEOs for Moz for years. So here's the point. The interviewer asked them, what do you see for SEO in 2024? And I'm here to tell you, it was all doom and gloom. It was a lot of doom and gloom. It was like, if SGE, Search Generative Experience launches were fucked, is a direct quote. I'm moving into paid. A lot of them said, I'm moving into brick and mortar. A lot of them said, people like Craig Campbell, who are supposed to be like SEO diehards, SEO all the way. And so this was the constant recurring theme. Was one of them said SEO has been easy up to now, which is a blatant lie. No, it hasn't. It hasn't been easy up to now. I've been doing SEO for 25 years. The last 5 years have been hell. All right. Compared to the last 25 years, it hasn't been easy up till now. What the F is this guy talking about? I hate it when SEOs lie. I cannot stand it when SEOs lie. And they're like, oh, it's easy. I've never had a site ever lose any rankings. Everything I ranks #1 within a day. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, it does. That's a complete and utter lie, all right? Complete and utter lie. But they're like, oh, but now they're saying, well, it's not easy anymore. After the October 7th spam update, these people are getting hit. And they're getting hit hard. They're getting hit hardcore. They're getting hit hard like the guy screams hard in curling when we're sweeping the rock. Hard. They're getting hit hard like that. Sorry, it was a Canadian joke for Greg because he just hosted some Canadians over Thanksgiving. With the hard R. The hard R, hard. Get the car, Ricky. Anyone who watched the Trailer Park Boys will know what I'm talking about. So, So it's doom and gloom on this thing. And I mean, they're not alone. I mean, you check Reddit, you check any place, people are like, wow, SEO is getting really tough. And I know why that is, because our think tank that produced our AI called SEO University, which is my private mastermind group, which email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com to get into the mastermind group, and make sure you try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks. You get, 10 articles for free?
It's 5 days, actually. And
right, 5 days. It's changed to 5 days.
Yeah,
5 days and 10
days. 10 articles, or 10 reports, if you will. So
right. Perfect.
Use them up, use them quick, use them fast.
Yeah, well, no one, unless you're a diehard SEO, you don't know what a report is. So we'll just say 10 articles. You could do 10 articles in it. You could do the SEO for 10 pages in it for free for 5 days. It's more than enough. It's ample to show you how the system works and how it works. And make sure you do what I show you today: is do the keyword difficulty discovery first. The keyword discovery first to find the niches you should be ranking for to begin with is probably the best thing AI has ever come out with for SEO, is I'm about to show you. But anyway, and so it's been doom and gloom. And so all these guys have been like, oh, we're screwed. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying the exact opposite. You might be like, okay, well, hold on a second. How is it that Josh is saying the exact opposite? Didn't you just say you hated SEO liars? Yes, I did. Are you being one of those now? No, I'm not. Let me tell you why. Because we are automating, right? This is how you stay in the SEO game. You have to learn to automate. You have to automate your processes. Doing SEO by hand anymore, by some rules in your head, is not good enough long term. You need to upgrade your strategy. You need to update your strategy, and you need to make sure you're automating your SEO. You right there watching, you need to automate your SEO, or you might as well get another job now. Like everyone else is talking about going to paid or brick and mortar. These big names that have been doing SEO for a very long time that are supposed to be the top SEOs, apparently they haven't heard of AI, apparently. Or they've tried ChatGPT and they're like, it's crap, it doesn't help you at all. And they're right in that regard. You can't just use a free SEO thing. That's not going to help you at all. It's just a get rich quick scheme by those people who are trying to make money because they can't make money doing SEO anymore. You need to automate the SEO with a robust SEO co-pilot, a next level AI that's thinking like an SEO consultant that has been reverse engineering Google's algorithms, reading the Google leaks that have been coming out from the monopoly case in the States, and I have, and testing it thoroughly and knowing exactly. I now know after this test I just did and released to my SEO University, I now know exactly what the October 7th update did. I know exactly how to beat it, exactly how far to go, exactly not to go too far. If you were hit recently, email me at joshpashinsky@gmail.com. I'd be happy to see what I can do to help you out. And also check out Keyword Spy free for 5 whole days, a whole business week, free for a whole business week, and you get 10 free pages of SEO to do. And we will show you the difference between not having automated SEO built by a robust next generation intelligent ideating chain of thought AI that's actually reverse engineered some of Google's AIs, and it's rebuilding models for you so you can actually rank in the actual production environment that is Google's main search appliance. Or the difference between that and not being an SEO anymore, because that's it. There is no middle ground. I mean, that's not true. There could be a middle ground for like 1% of people out there. You do in-house for a big brand who is going to rank no matter what you do because everyone searches them and everyone knows who they are. Like you're doing SEO for Target. Okay, you might not need to get lean and mean and get SEO, get AI on your side. At least not yet. Soon you will, because then they're just going to get our SEO co-pilot for way cheaper than fire you. Why are they paying you 80 grand a year when they could, pay far, far less? So get on the tools now. Become a master of the tool now. AI is not going to take anyone's job. A smart human using an AI tool definitely is going to take a lot of people's jobs who are kind of being a stick in the mud and kind of not wanting to learn this new technology. But it's easy. It's fun. It's easy. You can get a lot of success. Do it now. Keep watching. I'm going to show you how to do it. But you got to think about this, of how all these SEOs are like, oh, it's doom and gloom. Oh, it's the end of the SEO world. They're right if they're talking about doing it by hand. They're right, and they are. That's what they do. So they're like, it's over, and they know. They're right if you're talking about doing it by hand. But they're completely wrong, luckily, if you add AI automation into the mix. And you need to get lean and mean. Google is sending out their AI terminators to destroy us, and have already, with their plasma rifles, shot a whole bunch of John Connors and a whole bunch of Kyle Reeses and whomever else, Sarah Connors. We need to unleash our AI terminators to fight back and to get more. Craig is like, what kind of crazy metaphor is this? We have to release our AI terminators to fight back and to automate our end of production, spitting out our terminators faster than they can spit out theirs, leaner, faster, better, and find the pockets where the war hasn't hit yet or it's not as bad, and we can compete there. So we can find the best places to compete, and we can compete even harder and better and faster than we ever could before. We can make 100 pages where it would have taken us time to make 1 page of a higher level of SEO. Consider what I just said. I'm going to show you today, keep watching, and every episode after this, I'm going to show you how to make 100 pages with better SEO than the time it would have taken you to make 1 by hand. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today and in future episodes as well that are going on this tangent. I'll get as far as I can in the application. I'll answer questions and whatnot. And that's what we're going to do. So, Greg, that's our super exciting program. Do you have anything to add about that? Do you have any comments about that? What do you say, Greg? What are the words on that?
No, I'm so excited. I mean, it's as if I'm just learning this and starting fresh today. You make it so, like we're embarking on discovering North America. I feel like it's an adventure. It's exciting times. But I do get the point of the doom and gloom as well, because I don't think people think about SEO the way you do it and teach it. And if I were to go back and look at some of the videos I was looking at maybe 2 years ago, they tell you to go to SEMrush or Ahrefs and do all this manual work and it takes you hours, days, and then you publish things and you don't see the results. And you're like, oh my God, I just spent like 20 hours on this and it didn't do much of anything. Okay, I'm going to go buy some links now. It's like, that's how I think the majority of people
Yeah.
do SEO. I honestly do. But then there's this little group of people in your mastermind and, watching this show and using Keyword Spy that it's starting to click. They're starting to get it. They're like, oh, this is the way to do SEO. And, the tool is doing more and more for you. But yeah, it's a whole new way of looking at things. It's a new adventure. It's a new exploration. So very excited to embark on this journey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a good point. You're totally right. It is new. It is completely new. It is exciting. It is breathed new life in SEO like never before, and it's an exciting new life. It's got potential now, right? And you're also totally right. Thank you for reminding me. You're absolutely right. People don't think of how to do SEO necessarily in the right ways. I'm not gonna talk about that too much. I don't want to be like, blah blah blah, do it this way. I'm just gonna say this is the way we do it. This is the way that we've shown to be doing it. Come on, like keep watching, keep trying. You're gonna see, and like you said, both in my mastermind group, but also in our ever growing customer base, which is growing month after month. They're seeing the light too, and I keep getting emails. One of our customers, Blair, emailed us recently and said, "I just keep getting rankings with this thing." He was thinking of being on the show today. In fact, I didn't check my email. I'm sorry, Blair, if you're watching and I forgot to check my email. If you can jump in, just tell me in the chat. I'll send you the Zoom link. He was going to jump in and actually show some of the results he was getting as well. And how, on page is not the only factor. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, all you need is our tool and you don't need anything else. Not yet. We're building more and more into the tool, and pretty soon it'll do more than just on page. But on page is one thing, and on page can help you rank in many, many niches. We can see statistically where that will work. Maybe 20% of niches on page is enough. So 2 out of 10 times just using our tool will be enough to get you to rank, page one or highly on page one, if not number one. It depends on if you're local or not. It depends on if you're working on the wrong keywords or not, which I'm about to show you, which is the biggest mistake in SEO there is choosing the wrong niches to go for to begin with. Choosing the wrong keywords to go for to begin with is the biggest mistake in SEO that there is. And our AI very expertly helps you navigate that and gives you intelligence that no other tool gives you in terms of how difficult this niche is or how easy this niche is and whether you should be trying to go for it to begin with. So keep watching. I'm going to show you that. But yeah, you can get a lot of rankings out of the box with this, and the SEO is different. It's more it's more powerful. So enough talk. Enough, as Conan said as he threw his dagger into the stomach of the high priest. Enough talk. Let's go and see here. Let's see if there's any questions to deal with beforehand, and then I will go right into get this out of the way. I will go right into showing you how this stuff works here. So Dan says, hello, I have a question about writing blogs blending two topics that haven't been written a lot about, such as AI and Six Sigma. There hasn't been much written about these combined keywords. What's the best approach? Okay, so that's an interesting question, Dan. So, and now I don't know what Six Sigma is necessarily, so I'm kind of thinking about how to best answer that. But and I'm going to turn this off because I'm distracting myself. But so good news. There's some good news there, and there's some challenges. The good news is, okay, well, if no one's written about it, that's a good thing because that means there's less people ranking about it, and that means it's going to be much easier for you to rank way faster. For example, Ryan Mazies, who's on the show quite often as well, and who's also a big member of our mastermind group, he just posted how he got number one rankings in 3 days. 3 days. And he was able to do that on a fairly lucrative query because he had his ear to the ground and he was listening for his lawyer client on keywords that are new, and our tool can partially help you do this. And we'll increasingly get better at doing this over time, of finding you the keywords first before anyone else. Of keywords that are new that no one's ranking for yet, he was able to get number one with our tool and our tactics within 3 days. You might be able to do the same thing if not a lot of people are talking about AI and Six Sigma. And then the competition is going to be kind of all over the place when you're analyzing the competition in the tool. But that should be fine as well. So I don't really see any problems. The issue there is that the AI in auto writing the content might not know what to say about it because not a lot of people have talked about it, right? That could be the issue. So if that is the issue that you're encountering, that the AI writer that we have, which is an advanced multi-level writer, it's not just a prompt spitting out an article. It's a multi-level writer doing a lot of different thinking and processing and crunching in the numbers. It's putting in HTML that should help boost you. It's formatting that all correctly. It's making a dynamic article. It's making it have a really high heat score, which is the helpfulness AI, the experience, expertise, authority, and trust AI, that the quality raters, we know for a fact the machine learned the quality raters choices that has been leaked. We know that for a fact. Our AI, and I'm like, oh, now I know why our AI is helping boost people so much, because it's always been doing that. I suspected that was the case, and it's been confirmed recently. So the AI writer that does all that stuff might not know exactly what to say about AI in Six Sigma. You might have to give it some hints. You might have to choose some of your own headlines and then have generate the headlines in the secondary tool on the right-hand side, and then prefab, put the headline in and up content that headline. Put one headline in and then put a headline underneath it. Up content that headline, and it should write a paragraph about it. Then up headline, another headline, up content, another headline, and write a paragraph about it. I could show you in the tool how you would do it. So you could still use the AI to auto-generate the content. You still don't have to go and write it yourself like every other SEO has had to do since the beginning of time. You still don't have to do that, probably. You could probably auto-generate the content in a piecemeal, piece-by-piece construction technique, which I can show you how to do. If you remind me when I'm going through the tool, I can try to show you how to do. Let me see what other questions we have here before I'll dive in. Furman says, I have a question about Keyword Spy. I have articles written, but the score is 100. I try to use the down score on one or more paragraphs or delete paragraphs, but the score barely moves. Is there something else I should do? Yeah, more. You've got to do more at that point. A lot of the weighting is weighted from the top. You start at the bottom. You start deleting paragraphs from the bottom, and you start downvoting paragraphs from the bottom, or not downvoting, but down optimizing. There's a down optimize button here. Let me show you, because everyone's asking about this. So let me show you. Okay, so let's go into Keyword Spy. Let's go into the article builder here. So let me do this. Let me start one that I don't think has any content, and I'll show you how to do it. So let's go to, I don't know which one has content here. I think Jaguar Parts does have content, I believe. So it's going to pull it up from the system. So what I'm talking about is this up content button or down content button. That's what I'm talking about, right? So the up content button will, it says use our advanced AI to boost your NLP semantic keywords. Note, highlight the text you want to optimize, and our AI does the rest. It'll increase this score up, but it'll also increase this score up. So this puts all the scores up. This brings all the scores down. And you want to be in the green, right? You see, this is in the green. I want to be between 31 and 41. That's the goal. That's the optimized score range. That's what you want to aim for. And let me tell you why this is great. This is great because, one, no other tool has this. This is actually based off of reverse engineering Google's actual algorithms. And there is over-optimization penalties. You can be over-optimized. Other scores try to get you to 100. And they're like, the more keywords, the better. That's exactly how to get hammered by the October 7th update. That definitely, you can't do that in SEO anymore. So here's one of the 10th piece of free SEO advice that could literally save your reputation, save your SEO rankings, and save your money and save your game. Is there is an over-optimization penalty, and you cannot be over. That's why we made this. If the score of 100 would help everybody, we would have done the same thing. That's why we didn't, right? You need to be between this Goldilocks range, which is just 10 points under your average top 10 of your competition. That will statistically, being in this optimized score range will statistically, and I have tens of thousands of data points to prove this at this point, because again, our users use the system a lot, and we're getting more and more data every day. Statistically, I know for a fact that you're within this range, you are going to be on average 12 spots better in ranking. You get a 12 spot boost on average for being in this range, right? And it's very hard to get there, very easy to get there. Generate the article, up and down vote until you get into this. Done. It takes 5 minutes. The SEO that used to take 5 hours now takes 5 minutes. Are you starting to see the power of automated SEO now? And so you'll be in the optimized zone and you'll get the boosts, right? And statistically, it's interesting. Being slightly over 41 here was only like a -2 to -6, but being under the 31, being under optimized was even worse. Google still wants you to use keywords in the right spots and have a certain score. Being under was even worse. If it even indexes, it might not even index. And if it even indexes, you'll be on average, 8 to 20 spots lower. So the Goldilocks zone here is very important to be in, and we're the only tool that gives it to you. And not only can you do this for the articles that you're building, but you can also import articles on the search you want to rank for, or you can copy and paste in articles in the search you want to rank for, and you can run this tool and you can check to see if your existing articles are in range or not. You could use it as an audit tool, and you can also use it as a building tool. We're also building an audit tool that will audit a bunch of other stuff as well, but this is one way you can quickly audit the content, and it'll highlight how many times you've used the EMQ, the exact match query, or the search query. It'll show you how many times you've used it. So we're using it 3 times here. It'll highlight them. I can go to the SEO tab here, and you'll see it'll tell me how many times the exact match query is being used in the body of my competition, how many times it's being, 19 times, how many times it's in the URL, how many times it's in their title tag, if it's in their meta description, how many times you might want to use that, for example. But also, if it's being used in the H1s or 2s, and if you have any missing spread keywords, missing entities, like some of the other tools show you NLP entities you want. That's the right idea, the wrong AI. Google does not use their NLP demo in any of the rankings anywhere. I know that for a fact. They've admitted they don't. They've published what they do use. It's never come out of any of the leaks out of any of these monopolies, and I've tested it thoroughly, and it does not correlate with rankings. The ones that do correlate with rankings are the ones that they show here, which I'll show you. It is, where is it? Here. I've shown this before, but I'm going to show it again because it's so important. Google has fully admitted on their Search Central documentation, this is their guide to their search ranking systems. These are the AIs they use. They use BERT. They use deduplication system, exact match domain system, which we just saw here, right? Look, an exact match domain is ranking here. I wonder if that's true. It is. Does that mean you should go for that? Well, there's some pros and cons there. Email me at joshpachinski@gmail.com. I'll help you out. Freshness systems. The helpful content system is part of our Heat AI system. MUM, again, is part of our system. Neural matching is one of the AIs we reverse engineer for you and give you. Rank Brain is another one that we give you. We do multiple tests on neural matching. We do multiple different kinds of tests on Rank Brain and multiple tests on BERT, etc. Nowhere in here does it say NLP. It does not say NLP anywhere. They don't use the NLP demo. So all of the other SEO tools that are based on the NLP demo are wrong. Are absolutely wrong. I know that for a fact. I have the depositional evidence. I have the depository evidence, that is to say what has been deposed or admitted, claimed in documents. I have the documentation evidence. I also have the science evidence that I've tested it and it doesn't correlate with rankings. I have statistical correlation evidence for it, and I have single variable experiments evidence for it. It is not used. So all those other tools are all wrong. Again, if those tools were usable, we wouldn't have spent the hundreds of thousands of dollars to build this thing. We would have saved our money and just used Jasper if Jasper worked. It doesn't. We would have just used Core or Pop if it worked. It doesn't. We had to build our own tool. You think we would have been pulling our hair out trying to make this thing if we didn't have to? That's knucking futs. Okay. So to answer Dan's question, how would I build this thing? Okay, I'm just gonna add this to the end of this. And say, okay, here I can go into, let me get rid of this thing. He's like, how would I build it? First you just click generate article and see how the article comes out. I would use a high quality article, give it an author and a role, tell what part of the sales cycle you want to be in, say you want to do the URL title, meta description, and heading level 1. And 95% of the time it'll generate you an article, which is perfectly great. And just with a little bit of work here of upvoting and downvoting things, you can very easily be in the green here and be in the green here. This is the score that matters, and this is the score that matters. This score matters most. This score matters a second. This heat score, let's see what our helpfulness, our experience, our expertise, our authority, and our trust is. let's see here. The AI is processing it. It's doing a very advanced process. It's doing some multiple little AIs talking to each other, analyzing the content, looking for the actual things that Google cares about that they have admitted, that completely point blank, verbatim, publicly admitted that they care about and things that they care about. It will process this and it will eventually give me a heat score. Now, what we need to do for Dan here is I need to go in and I'm going to show you how you can add in headings after the fact. So our heat score is much higher than the competition. It says, overall, the page provides valuable information about buying Jaguar parts online. It covers a wide range of topics and offers helpful tips. However, there are some areas where the content could be improved to be more comprehensive. Like anything that says 6 here could be improved. It's not very insightful. It could be more insightful. It's just a page with Jaguar parts. Of course, it could be more insightful. But there's a lot of 9s and 8s here, which are good. It looks like it's a lot of content that might do well in the search results. This could be a very important score for October 7th. It's mostly summarizing what others have had to say. Does your content leave readers feeling like they need to search again? Possibly. It's not really helping them tremendously, et cetera, et cetera. There's all the 6s here, all the lowest stuff here we could possibly improve. And you might need to improve, right? Because the heat score is going to be incredibly important moving forward. You could also export that to CSV, just send it to your client, say, look we need to improve this content. But this is what I'm going to do. We're going to go here to the outline, I believe it is. And we're going to do it here, and we're going to do the, let's do the rank brain neural matching and generate the an H1 tag. Okay, then I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go back here, take this. Then I'm going to go in here into the subheadings. I'm going to put in this heading, and I'm going to generate subheadings. I can also check by AI. I can check used by competitors. And then, so this is what you're going to do, right? You're going to generate these subheadings. Then you're going to add this one, this, and this. Okay? Then what you can do, Dan, if it's like, if the generate article is not working for you, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put this here, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to say upscore this. This should write me a lot of content about why one should choose a genuine Jaguar part for your car, and then we'll replace it. And then what I'll do is I'll just get rid of the H2 here. I'll say, no, this is a paragraph, thank you. And then I'll do the same thing here. If this was useful, whatever it is, I'll just use a JagBits, a trusted source for information for Jaguar parts, put that here, highlight this, and then I will upscore this. And it'll write a whole bunch of text about why Jaguar parts JagBits is the best place to choose, et cetera, et cetera. So if the AI is not giving you the information you want, if the generate article is not quite using it how you want, this is how you can generate content super fast and super easy, and you have a little bit more human control as to like, I don't like this title, I'm going to change this subheading, I'm going to change this title, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Now, when I do that, so there's a pro tip for you. When I do that, notice what happens to my content score. It's going to shoot through the roof. Boom. Because this is stuffing keywords in here, because that's what it's supposed to do. So fine, then what I do after that is I delete stuff. Now I'm answering Furman's question. You delete stuff because you want the words to be about the same as the competitors. We are way over the word count of the competitors, right? Way too high. So I would have to delete like half of this content to be relatively in the same place. I wouldn't do it all right off the bat. I do it paragraph by paragraph and check, because once you get rid of it, you can't redo it as easily, right? You can't just Control Z back. At least I don't think you can. Maybe you can. I'm not really sure if you can. It might be in your browser's buffer, but I'm not sure. So what you want to do is you want to get the content structure close. So I would delete this and get it closer. I would delete this and get it closer. Once I get it closer, then starting at the bottom, because keywords are worth less at the bottom, I would highlight this and say downvote this. Or not downvote, sorry. I just see a down arrow, I see downvote. This is to decrease the scores. And so when I replace that, it'll be shorter, it should be better writing, it'll improve it, and the scores will be down. And I will highlight this, and I will also improve it. And it made it a little bit better. I could do it again if I'm like, I don't like that. Do it again. Now it's even smaller, right? It's even smaller. Now go up. This should go down at least 1 or 2 points. It went down 4 points. So you need to just keep going. And if I need to get this even further, then I'll delete the whole thing, right? You need to get even close to this number. Now I'm close to this number. Now I'll try it again. Boom. And you see, it went right down. So it does work. It just sometimes you need to delete a lot. Your word count could be much higher than what the competitors are at, right? So sometimes you need to go down quite a bit. Now you notice by adding in this content, I will have also changed the average predictability length. This is the average number of, I'm going to say words, not words, but I'm going to say words. This is the average number of words in a row that the AI would have chosen if an AI wrote it, and still was still below the 4.1, and we're below the 4.16 competitors. So we're still perfectly fine there. We're still a little high for the content here. I should definitely delete this if I want to be in the right content. And of course I will be, because this is what I started at. So boom, there you go. So it will definitely work. You just have to go through at the bottom and start really cutting out, delete whole paragraphs to start downscoring them, improving the writing, making it more sales quality writing, shorter sentences, active tense, more exciting, to get into that optimized score range, into that Goldilocks zone. Okay. Let's see if anybody has any questions. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. Do you see how easily we constructed an SEO article? You see, we could have used generate article, or we could have done this one by hand. It's even faster. Quite frankly, it's easier and faster in a lot of ways. Sometimes I just like building content with this thing. I just start with a heading, and then I go to subheadings, and I put it in there, and I get subheadings. And I could be like, I don't like this. I'm going to start with like article on how to do X, and then generate subheadings. And then the subheadings change based on that. And you're like, oh, okay, look, I can just generate dummy headings and then put in the keywords there I want myself. I can mix and match this. It is a tool to be made to be used by an expert SEO to improve the speed of the expert SEO. So you can do stuff like this. Go check out the stuff here. Check out the report stuff here. It's very important stuff here. Check out the content stuff here. This is super important stuff here. The images, AI generated image, the featured snippet. You might want to use this featured snippet in the document to get it. This is proven to help boost your featured snippet. Put this as the first paragraph, right? The product review AI, we can generate stuff that will boost up your heat score here, and we can generate stuff that will boost up your heat score here. This is another way to add content other than the boost to content. Write me something. Get more verbose, get less verbose. More verbose. This is a verbosity score, really, at the end of the day. This is increased verbosity, this is decreased verbosity. And by increasing verbosity, I'm going to increase all the scores. And by decreasing verbosity, I'm going to decrease all the scores. And entities here are super important to know the ones you're missing. This could be very important for rankings, making sure you're on the query intent. You could check the density used, but actually this is not as important as people think it is. We'll probably remove that out of tool because it's not necessary. Or we could keep it in there if people really want to see and know. But and you can also check the words and check them by the score and see, wow, look at these ones here. Some of these had a -9. Interesting. What tool, what test is giving this a -9, Greg? Did we implement something new recently?
On production, no.
Okay. Oh, maybe my employee went in and downvoted these on purpose.
Yeah, they could have downvoted on purpose. That would definitely bring them down like that. So
quite possibly downvoted these on purpose. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that would change the content score. Also, if you've done all that and you're like, Josh, I can't get the content score down to the Goldilocks zone, you can go into reports. I really shouldn't show anyone this because then they're going to get lazy and not try to get the right Goldilocks zone. So use this sparingly. Use this sparingly, but you can go into results. This is where you see the actual SEO rubber hit the road. Sort by words and go, okay, if you have a word in here that you've downvoted, like these words here, you can downvote them and they get a massive downvoting. You can, if these are at the top, when you sort by the score, like this, if I'm looking at the score and I see is at the, if I'm seeing words in there, first off, you might be like, Josh, aren't those stop words? The answer is no. No, those are not stop words. That's not how Google works anymore, right? So some of those AIs, the phrasing matters. If you remove the stop words at a chat GPT, and if you say, instead of saying ballet classes for adults, if you say ballet classes adults, well, that's a bad example. I'd probably still understand what you mean. But if you say shop for someone at the pharmacy, and instead of saying that, you say shop someone at pharmacy, ChatGPT might not realize you mean shopping for someone else at the pharmacy, right? So the stop words matter, as Google has fully admitted. And that example was straight from verbatim from Google. The stop words matter for a lot of these new AIs they're putting out. So the stop words matter in a lot of the AIs we reverse engineer for you. So you can't just go in and downvote them thinking that the stop words don't count anymore. That is outdated SEO information. So again, I would not downvote these stop words that show up highly here. I would not downvote them if you can get away with it. And I would still try to get the content score to the proper area it's supposed to be in, even with those stop words upvoted. But if you're like, Josh, I've deleted it down to like only 200 words or 300 words, and I still can't get the content score to where it needs to be, then maybe the score is a little too highly weighted to some of those stop words. You can go and downvote like one of them. But I would not, look at my face here. Hello, look at my face. I would not downvote all of them, because then you're not truly in the Goldilocks zone, and I can't guarantee any rankings at that point, right? I can't officially legally guarantee anything, but colloquially, I know you should be, I can't, statistically, scientifically speaking, you will no longer be eligible for that 12 spot statistical boost I was talking about by being in the optimized score range, because you're not truly in the optimized score range anymore, right? Because you just fudged the scoring system. We want to fudge Google's scoring system. We don't want to fudge our scoring system. We want to hack Google's scoring system. Resist all of your SEO intentions to hack our scoring system. Our scoring system is here to help you. Google's scoring system is there to fuck you. It's there to make you not rank so you have to buy AdWords. Our scoring system is to make you rank so you keep buying us, right? We have a parasitical or a symbiotic business relationship. If you don't get rankings, you can't afford our tool anymore, and we don't have any customers anymore. So it is in our best interest to make sure that you actually rank. In this farmer's dilemma, we want to help you plow your field, and we want to help you cut down your wheat, because I eat the bread, right? So if you can't cut down your wheat and you can't grow any wheat, I don't get any bread. It's the farmer's dilemma for those of you who are familiar with my brain teasers in general, or philosophy problems in particular. I need to help you grow your wheat and bring it in to turn it into bread, because I eat that bread. I live in the town that you supply the food for. So it's a symbiotic relationship. And that's how you know you can trust Josh is always doing what we need to do to make sure that you're going to rank. So that being said, you cannot go into the results there and just downvote the stop words like they don't matter, because they do. And only if it's like, Josh, I've gotten this down to like 500 words, 400 words. I still can't get this into the Goldilocks zone. It's like still like 70 over 40. It's like way too high. Maybe at that point, if your particular keyword is like, when you should buy sprockets for your wife because it's great. Like if you have a really long tail keyword like that, maybe some of the stop words are a little bit too overweighted, and then maybe it would make sense to go in and downvote a couple of them. So there's some more pro tips on using an advanced AI to automate your process, and you can get the best rankings out of this for sure, no problem. Let me check here to see if there's any more questions. Okay, Danny says, I tested this tool in Dutch, and some articles were in Dutch, and the other output was in English. I choose Dutch. Yeah, a lot of the AIs that are being built are Western biased and English biased. So a lot of the AI models, the open source ones, the closed sourced ones, the ones that we're fine tuning and generating and that we're building, a lot of them are English biased, I will fully admit, Danny. So we did have one of our top users and top students in SU University translates, I believe, a lot of the app to Dutch. So it should work a lot of the time. If you're ever getting issues where it doesn't work, let us know, and we can definitely take a look at that.
Have him try again today, Josh, because we did make a little fix for that. Definitely Dutch was one of the languages that was causing, I guess, some users some issues. But if he tries it again, I think it should work for him. And if
Awesome.
not, let me.
Awesome. Fantastic. That's good to know, Greg. And
Yeah.
see, there's improvements. There's improvements every week. Things are getting better every single day. Furman says, I get it now. I will try again on the 100 score articles. I think I didn't down the score enough. Yeah, exactly. It's very easy. Just highlight from the bottom. I would suggest starting at the bottom. Highlight this and unverbose it. And that will help you get in the Goldilocks zone. And if your word count is way too high, then you need to be within the median word count. And that's not an average, it's a median, by the way. We're removing the outliers. Just start deleting from the bottom, and then until you're like 200 or 300 words, and then you might get in the right range anyway, and you don't have to do anything. Just by deleting paragraphs. That's why the generate article will generate a longer article on average, so you have room to cut it down. We're going to be generating in the future an even smarter perfect article system where the AI takes into account the scores, it iterates on its own, and it generates you the perfect article right out of the box. You just click generate article, 20, 30 minutes later, it's done. And if you have your WordPress plugin set up, it can automatically upload it to WordPress. You don't even need to check. In fact, we're going to auto the system in a way that right from keyword discovery of finding the base or seed keywords and the niches that you should be ranking for to begin with, it'll build out your topical cluster pages and your money pages alone and just upload them to your WordPress site. We're building in the automation here that it'll be complete, scientifically proven to boost you rankings on complete autopilot is coming down the road in a few months. We're building the audit system first because it will need the audit system in part of its process to audit what's wrong and then fix what's wrong and then auto update it to your site. And everyone will want to see our audit system to just put a page in and audit the page. We're building that system out. It'll be free for one page for free users, and then you can buy. We'll probably, Greg and I need to discuss this, and so this is subject to change, but we'll probably have a price for just getting audit credits if you just want to do audits and not use the rest of the system. And then there will be a price for it to be built into the rest of the system as well, including the grandfathered price. Our grandfathered price of $144 a month is the guaranteed future price for us that will always have some level of functionality across the board for everything. We can't promise infinite credits on everything, but we can promise very generous credits in definitely most of the system for that grandfathered price. Go to trykeywordsspy.com. Try it free for 5 whole days. You get 10 pages of SEO for free, more than enough that you're working on in here, with reports that supplement them, like the one I showed you here. You get 10 reports and 10 pages in total, so 20 items there, 10 reports and 10 pages. But you need to report to properly work on a page because that's how we determine if the scores are all valid. And I would suggest doing the keyword discovery first, which I'm going to show you in a second. We're super excited about this. We have a new feature coming out here I'm going to show you guys, which is going to be super awesome. I'm going to talk about why it's going to be so awesome. And automating your SEO and how to automate it even further and make even more money on autopilot. But yeah, go to trykeywordsspy.com and try it for free for 5 days. 10 free pages of SEO. You can't beat that deal. That are, if you're in the green, scientifically proven to boost you. Scientifically guaranteed to boost you. As much as science can guarantee anything. Okay, is there any more questions there? Okay, fine. Yeah. All right, so let's go here to keyword discovery. So I've been talking about this guy here. This guy here is really, really important. The keyword discovery phase. Let me go to my face here. So I've been doing SEO for 25 years. And I know a long-time listeners of the show have heard this before, but I'm going to give this little rant because it's so important to give. In that the first thing you do as a professional SEO is you don't necessarily just take what your client says verbatim. You don't just take what Ahrefs says, because Ahrefs has no idea. SEMrush has no idea. Their keyword difficulty is crap. It's just based on links. And links is not even one of the top 3 signals anymore. Google it. Google has admitted that links are not even one of the top three signals anymore. So you can't trust Ahrefs anymore. Sadly, I'm sorry, Ahrefs. I know you guys have a lot of customers right now. You've kind of, Ahrefs has been resting on their laurels, and SEMrush has been resting on their laurels a little bit, Greg. I don't know if you would agree. They've been basing everything on links, and it's just links is not one of the top three factors anymore. They base all their difficulty analysis on links as well, and it's just not accurate anymore, right? I mean, would you say that's fair to say?
I mean, unless they've updated it, but I'm reading through a little of their, their keyword difficulty, what is sort of page, and it says backlinks number one, authority, which is their DA, I assume,
which is backlinks again.
Backlinks again.
So they've double weighted backlinks for some reason.
They talk about search intent, but not sure. They're just talking about transactional, commercial, navigational, I guess. And I'm not sure how that's like a actual difficulty metric, but that's maybe how they filter things. And then check the quality of the ranking page. Subjective, the quality can be up to date, subject matter expert. It's telling you to look for these things. So again, they're like, hey, here's the backlinks and the authority. Oh, and guess what? You have to do these 10 things, which are all manual. Check if it's well written, if it's professionally designed. I'm telling you, their difficulty score does not offer that in. We do actually, which is crazy.
Yes, we do. So
you manually do it. So thanks for your money, but go out and do all this work. Anyway.
Jesus Christ! That's the de facto industry standard tool.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Oh my God. Okay, so guys, I know a lot of stuff I say sounds fantastical, but that's because the SEO industry has its head up its ass, and has had its head up its ass for the last 20 years, being like, it's links, it's all links. They double weighted links in their difficulty score. So, I mean, yes, we have links in our difficulty score too, but it's not double weighted. I can guarantee you it's one data point in like a 20 data point analysis of a very smart multi-part AI doing analysis like an SEO consultant. Keep watching. I'm going to show you in a second why it's superior and how it's so superior. But you guys, you gotta see how these people have no idea what they're doing. And I'm sorry, Ahrefs. I know people who work at Ahrefs. I don't want to be like that guy who's a jerk all the time, but your tool sucks, and you rested on your laurels, and you're hurting people, quite frankly, and you're making money off it, which sticks in my craw, quite frankly. And you got to update. We saw how AI was going to dominate SEO early, and we've leapfrogged. Leapfrog? We've leaped the frog. We've jumped the frog? What is it? We've jumped the shark. We've leapt the frog. We've punched the goat. Whatever it is. We've leapt the frog. So we've leapfrogged everybody so far in advance that they're like, they never even heard of us. We're like, what? What's going on? So, and we are going to be a huge tool. We're going to be too huge. It's going to be a problem for Greg and I, actually. We are going to be a huge tool soon. Like as soon as we break into the conference market and we start showing people what we can do, we're going to be the talk of the towns, let me tell you. And we're going to have to upgrade our servers before that because we're going to get hammered with users. We're going to have to be very careful about not admitting in these conferences that we've reverse engineered everything that Google's done. We're going to have to really quiet, ixnay on the reverse ray, engineer ray. Like we're not going to be able to say that stuff when we go there because we don't want Google to catch notice either, right? But we're the best kept secret online. Anyway, sorry. So I mean, guys, the game has changed. I mean, I think you know this. I think anyone watching this knows that AI has changed the game. AI is not vaporware. It is not, at least not in this case, not in SEO. It is not vaporware. It is not. It's just hard to imagine what to do with it and to build with it. But I'm an expert AI builder. I adopted it early. Greg and I are experts at building this thing. I've been engineering this thing. Greg is an expert at business. We've been building these things up. And we've leapfrog. It still sounds weird. We've leapfrogged everybody else, tremendous, like by a decade, like already. So So let me show you, keep watching. Let me show you what an advanced AI tool for keyword difficulty actually looks like. But you gotta read between the lines and see how these tools are not that great. They're built, they're resting on 15-year ago technology. They're kind of like, they're like companies who are like, oh, this will never change, and they never change anything, and that happens in a lot of companies. They never change anything because it's scary and they don't know what to do. And now it's too late. Like they haven't been watching what Google's been doing the last 6 or 7 years as we have, like a hawk. Now, if you tried to do some testing now to see what you should do, it's like there's no way you would be able to figure it out. It's impossible. But so let me show you here. Okay, let me see if there's any questions while we're going on here. Okay, good. Okay, so let me show you why this is so good. We have difficulty modifiers that will modify the AI, but otherwise the AI is kind of analyzing everything on its own. And pretty soon we're going to get the AI that you probably don't even need to answer these kind of questions as long as you tell us what the page is. When you're doing an audit, we can tell this stuff kind of by ourselves. We don't even need you to kind of give us a hint. But let me show you why this is great. Let me show you pirate costumes here, for example. This is why this is great. Because not only are we giving you how tough the niche is, right? We're telling you it's a tough niche, it's average difficulty, and we could sort it by the toughness, right? And like pirate costumes, for example. As you can imagine, it's up 160% this year. People bid 53 cents for it, but there's 110,000 searches a month. The traffic value is through the roof because it has so much traffic, and it's worth 50 cents a click. Do the math. These are clicks. Do the math of how much it's worth, right? But the trend value is low because it's not that high and it's not that much money. So we're giving you different metrics that tell you how to look at these niches and whether it's worth the money or not. And I've got a big piece of news for that. Keep watching. I got a big piece of news of that coming up. But here, look, check out this one. We have keyword difficulty, and this tells you not only that it's a tougher niche compared to all of SEO. We do like 5,000 keyword difficulty reports a day. This is one of the most utilized pieces of our system. It is a very well used piece of our system. We have tens and tens and tens of thousands, probably over 100,000 now at this point, keyword difficulty reports done with probably close to 1 million actually data points of difficulty, of how difficult these niches are. So we have a very high degree of certainty when actually doing a much more robust, true SEO kind of analysis of the difficulty. We have a much more robust difficulty metric, and we have a much more accurate difficulty metric across probably over 1 million data points at this point, quite frankly, of how difficult.
Sorry, I got to just ask you this because you brought up Ahrefs. So what do you think on a scale of 10? I think it's their scale 0 to 100. Sorry, not 10. 0 to 100. What do you think pirate costumes comes out in their system from 0 to 100? Okay. 0 being really easy, really, really super simple. 100 being like impossible.
Interesting question. Wow, I like that question. Interesting questions. We have a bit of a competition. Can Greg stump Josh? Here's the competition. It's the competition portion. Think of the girl from Ipa Nipa in the background. Okay. Raluca, my video producer, don't actually use that. We don't have the rights to that, but put something else in if you want. Given that we know for a fact that their difficulty tool is only based on backlinks, and we have the backlinks here as well, and the backlinks are quite low, and we have the page rank here, which is 20 out of 100, 16 out of 100. This is a page rank 3 out of 10 or 27 out of 100. I would say they think that this is probably not that difficult of a niche. Their score probably is 60 at best.
Well, their metric 60 is really hard. So.
Okay. So I would say maybe 40 at best.
It's way less. It's 8.
Wow! 8 out of 100? Wow, for pirate costumes, I'm going to be ranking for and making affiliate money hand over fist by next week.
No, it's in green. It says easy, and it's
You're lying. 8. I want to see this. Here, I'm gonna multi-share the screen. Tool.
Go ahead, do it.
I've multi-shared the screen. Go ahead, share your screen if you can share it. Do you have it there? Did you can share?
Oh, sure. It's on my other screen, but that's fine. Let's do it.
All right.
So actually, I'm using their free tool.
Oh my Lord. This is an exercise in how crappy this is. Pirate costumes. How difficult is it?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my
Can you see
goodness.
the pop up?
8 easy. And it's in 4 days old as well. Ours is current. 4 days old as well. 8 out of 100. Oh my Lord. You know how many people this, like, not this keyword in particular, because I don't think anyone would be dumb enough to think that this would be easy. But maybe someone starting an SEO might be like, I want to start an SEO, and I know I like Halloween. I know about pirate costumes. Ahrefs said it was easy. I know. I'm going to make an affiliate site about it. Oh my.
Exactly. You follow this as gospel, and you spend weeks developing the page, and
Oh
then you find
no.
out I can't even rank in the top 50 or 100 even. I can't even get indexed. Like, this is just crazy.
Oh no,
People,
I shouldn't laugh because this is really sad. This is really sad for some people. Because this is going to be across the board. This is not an isolated incident, right? This is going to be across the board. They're going to be wrong across the board
yeah,
for
I check it
millions.
a little bit, so it's not the first time. I just randomly did it. I'm like,
Oh,
oh no, it's going to be like 40 or 60, like you said, in the yellow, and starting to touch the red where it's like difficult. Nope, easy peasy. It's like
oh my
you can't make
God.
this
All
stuff.
right, I'm calling out Ahrefs. I'm officially calling out Ahrefs on this video. Everyone watching this video, tweet at Ahrefs, message Ahrefs, complain to Ahrefs that their tool sucks. It absolutely sucks. Our tool is better. Make sure you mention our tool. Get more people to come to our tool. That's the whole point of doing this. Otherwise, I want to be quiet and don't want Ahrefs to notice us. Ahrefs, that blows. I mean, that score is so far out. It's ridiculous. I challenge everyone to go and challenge Ahrefs about that, because look what our score is here. We know for a fact, in a very high degree of certainty, it's a tough niche. And what exactly how tough? What does that mean? That vague words, tough niche, what does that mean? I mean it is exactly 52% tougher than all the other niches that we have, which is all of SEO. We have users across the board in SEO. We have about over 1 million data points at this point, so that's across the board. That is definitely enough of a sampling for us to say with a surety, when you look at true SEO and how true SEO works, pirate costumes is unsurprisingly 52% more difficult than any other SEO niche that exists. You can expect to spend 52% more money, 52% more time, 52% more stress, 52% more effort. If your client asks you to rank for this, charge them 52% more, because it is 52% more difficult. I can tell you exactly how much more difficult it is. What other effing tool can tell you this? None. None of them can. None of them can. This is the power of automated AI. No human being could do this. Well, that's not true. In undergrad SEO University, we had a metric for doing this, a method for doing this that I've been teaching for years. And it takes about 9 hours to do it in total. It's a very comprehensive, competitive analysis. It can take hours for a keyword to do. You call them on the phone, you ask them questions, you see how much money they're spending. You see how much traffic they have, how much money they're spending, how much money they can have behind it to put behind SEO to compete with you. We have the AI approximating this and doing this in seconds, what used to take hours, at a very high level and giving you actionable data. This is the only keyword difficulty that is actually actionable. Try saying that 5 times fast. It's actually actionable, actually actionable, actually actionable. Actually, I can do it, no problem. I can leap to the frog. I can do it. I can do it, no problem. And we can tell you where you're going to be. It says, hey, these are rough estimates based on our statistical models, not guarantees. However, we do feel confident enough saying that it should occur. After following our SEO Copilot suggestions, if you do not achieve the estimated page, there is most likely something holding your site back. A full SEO audit is recommended. When you do on page for this, you will end up on page 5 or 6 is where you will end up for doing proper on page on this, because of the difficulty. That's how difficult it is. That page 6 is what you can cross your fingers and hope for. That's how difficult this niche is. So you might be like, on one hand, this is awesome, Josh, and it is awesome. This is super awesome, right? I'm telling you, as an SEO of 25 years experience, if you do not do niche research beforehand for your client or for yourself, you are shooting yourself in the foot, because you're going to try to rank for niches that you didn't realize are so tough, and you're going to be making that much less money, and it's going to take that much more time. It's just the math. You cannot fight the math on this. That's just the math of it, right? And our Terminator AI even goes dun 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 and sees, okay, here's the weak link. At the very bottom of the SERP, there's one that's 56% easier on average compared to the rest of these. This is 56% easier on average compared to the rest of these. It's the weak link. It's at the very bottom. You can see why. It doesn't have any talking about pirate costumes in its title or URL. The page is barely dedicated to it at 32%. 45% in the title dedicated to it, which is not too bad, but nothing compared to the 58% or the 55% dedicated to it. So it's the weak link at the bottom of the SERP. That's the weak link at the bottom. There's another weak one here in the second, Spirit Halloween. And good luck trying to beat them. And then Walmart. Again, you think they have brand recognition? I think they do. Get the tail end of the SERP. Going for this one I could tell you, like, Josh, so that partially helps you going for it if you have to. If the client's like, no, I want to rank for pirate costumes, that's what I'm paying you for. You can be like, you can manage their expectations. You can actually be a professional, like any professional in any other niche. Greg, let me ask you, if you hired a roofer and the roofer came out and looked at your roof and you said, okay, how much is it going to cost? And he's going to be like, I don't know. Maybe in 6 months we'll have some results for you. Would you think they're a professional? Would you hire them?
Probably not. I've done replacement roofs, and I know they need to tell you, well, we're going to have to replace and have to buy this many sheets of plywood, for instance. That's a metric they would use, and be like, this is $100 a sheet. You need 15 sheets. Here's that cost.
Yep.
And then installation of each one of those, and then putting the shingle. You would need to see all those itemized lists, and then the quote would come to fruition.
Right.
This is kind of what you're saying is, this is kind of your way of building your quote, if you will, or justifying what you're charging.
Yes.
So it's a very cool way to think about it. I'm not an SEO, by trade. So I don't think about it that way, but that's brilliant.
It's what you need to be a professional. If you cannot tell them where you will be and how much it will cost, that's not a professional niche. That's snake oil, right? So we're trying to help SEO be professional, and you need AI to do it. You need a software program to do it. And lots of industries need software programs to do it professionally. This is what you need to do it professionally. Just think about the other SEOs out there. Just think about it for a second. If you can't tell them how long it'll take and how much money it'll take, if you have no idea what that is, and in your industry there's no way of knowing, it's not an industry and you're not a professional. That's the base level requirement of being a professional. I'm sorry, that's just the way that it is. But in SEO, again, we've kind of had our head up our butts. And I'm saying this as an SEO of 25 years experience. I would rely on my experience to guesstimate, and I could get close, but that's not good enough. You need an SEO tool, an AI tool that makes you professional and is going to show you what it takes. It's for their protection, and it's for your protection and knowledge, and how you can flex your muscle and be even more lucrative and be even more successful in SEO. Not only will our tool show you, the AI will show you how to be professional, automated SEO will show you how to be professional. It'll make you more professional. It'll make you more money. It will do all the things for you you need it to do that is sorely missing right now in the SEO industry. It's going to make you leapfrogs better than everybody else. So you might be like, okay, Josh, not only will this tell me how to compete for this niche if the client's being a stick in the mud and making me compete on it, even though we shouldn't go for this niche to begin with. What we should do is go for the easy niches that still have some kind of keyword ROI, that still have some kind of monetary result and are hot this year and have the highest searches possible. Like, look at this one. The Jack Sparrow couple costume is up 1,000%, 1,300% this year. And even though people are only paying a cent for it, 210 people are clicking it, and it's on the easier side. It is how much easier do you say? It is 41% easier than the rest of every SEO niche taken together. This is what you should be trying to rank for to sell affiliate stuff. The Jack Sparrow couple costume. It is way easier. Look at that hard score, Greg. It's 15, the hard score. It is 40% easier to rank for. And look at some...
And our friends over at Ahrefs has no data for it. So
there you go.
I can't even discover it on their tool. Oh, that's too bad.
Yes. Yeah. Wah, wah. Sorry, Ahrefs. You've been sleeping at the wheel. You got too big and you've been not paying attention, and AI has just plank overleapt you. We should patent this, by the way, right now. We should patent this. We should get patent pending on this formula of analyzing SEO. So anyone who steals it, we could sue their pants off, is what we should do. But our system can tell you where you're going to come in at. It tells you exactly how much easier this is. And that's where you should start. You should go, okay, client, we should start at the very easy. And this one's very easy. Look at this. Oh, it's 60% easier. Boom. Pirate dressed Shane, whatever that is. I don't know, but it has something to do with, or maybe it's just from, it's from Shane. It's from a brand name. So maybe it's applicable, maybe it's not, but it's so easy to rank here. Maybe if you had a different view, Google might rank you here. Like, it's entirely possible, right? It's entirely possible they might rank you here. But easier here in the Shane pirate dress. White ruffle pirate dress is easier. Look at this, $1.72 a click. This is 44% easier. This is something you can possibly go for, because some other pages that are not really related to this, are ranking for this. So that is another way that you can automate SEO, is in your niche research, which most people don't even do because it's so hard and they don't realize they need to do it. And SEO has kind of had its head up its butt a little bit, and it's too hard to do, and Ahrefs sucks at it, so we're not even going to bother doing it. Don't do that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. Use automated SEO, use automated AI SEO for this, and you can get the best keywords to begin with that are going to make you the most money. And here's our big announcement that we want to talk about. Not only are we going to give you the across of the board difficulty, we're also going to give you the across the board keyword ROI. We can tell you how lucrative these niches are on a level that other people cannot give you, right? And do not give you. We could tell you if it's the year-over-year change. We could tell you if it's hot. We could tell you compared to all of SEO. We could tell you the Google ads compared to all of SEO, and the search in the keyword ROI score. We take this hard score of 223 compared to all the other niches that exist, and we could see what this hard score is 151,580. So how lucrative is a niche of pirate costumes? We know it's a tough niche. We know that it's 52% more difficult than every other niche. How lucrative is it compared to every other niche? We can give you that data as well across probably 1 million data points at this point. We can give you that data as well, so you're going for the most lucrative niches to begin with, that are the easiest to begin with, before you even start doing a report and wasting your credits there, and before you even start doing the SEO and wasting your time there. We will tell you whether these are the keywords you should be going for to begin with, or at the very least, you can meet the client in the middle. You can warn the client, hey, look, this is 52% more difficult. Look, like, print screen this and say, look, here, take a screenshot of this and say, look, this is how difficult it is. Look at the good SEO that's being done here. Are you sure you want to go for this and spend your money on this? $2,000 a month is not enough to rank for this. Not any time within the first year or 6 months, probably. Although with our tool and with our methods in SEO University, you could take a good crack at that within the first 6 months. But still, this is going to be a really tough niche, right? Maybe we shouldn't go for it. Or if you want to go for it, let's also prop it up and build it up by going for a lot of these easier, like look at this one, Pirate Halloween Mask. It's got a huge keyword ROI, 39,000 compared to the rest. I bet you it's going to be pretty good for the rest of SEO in general. And it's still super good for this. It's still super competitive. This blue bar is quite big compared to all these in relation to each other. And it's on the easier side. How much easier? It's 32% easier or 33% easier. Because nobody really knows how to go for this, apparently. right? Just the guys with all the traffic are getting it. And not even really any of the backlinks, quite frankly. It's not a backlink laden thing. The title is focused on it quite a bit, 51%, but not 100%. Like, no one is saying this pirate Halloween mask. They're saying get a Halloween mask, get a pirate mask for Halloween, or saying stuff like that. They don't know how to do proper SEO with proper keywords. So you could come in and snipe some of this traffic here, and you could do a rank and rent site and rent it to people who want to sell it. You could possibly do a sales site. You could do a Halloween costume site and sell it and rank and not even have to worry about the affiliate stuff. Or you can do affiliate stuff, or you could be doing in-house SEO or client SEO on this keyword or any similar keyword and know how difficult it is. And pretty soon you can know whether you should even be doing rank and rent or whether you should be doing sales, a digital real estate on it, because you'll know if it's a out of all the niches of all of SEO, whether it's a lucrative niche or not, whether it's hot or not. You'll be able to tell these kinds of things and make these kinds of determinations. We're going to give you a similar kind of score on keyword ROI coming up soon to tell you what percentage. This is 52% more lucrative than the rest of the internet, or this is minus 33% more lucrative than the rest of the internet. We're going to tell you that overall, so you know how difficult it is to the rest of the internet and how lucrative it is to the rest of the internet. We're going to tell you that very, very shortly. So that's super exciting stuff. So I've talked for an hour and 20 minutes. That's definitely long enough. Let me see if there's any questions here. No more questions. Excellent. Awesome, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And thank you for interacting. So this has been the SEO Plus AI show. Guys, SEO automation is the wave of the future. It's what you need to do, right? If you're not automating your SEO, you are definitely falling behind. So make sure you click like and subscribe. Make sure you smack the monkey or punch the goat, whatever you need to do, whatever other little stupid steps you need to do down there to watch the show live. Ask us questions. We will help you out. Make sure you're automating your SEO. Greg, do you have any final comments before we sign off today?
No, I'm definitely excited, as I said before. And I think this is a golden age for people who see the light. I think SEO is completely turned upside down. You know, I don't want to disclose too much things, but just talking about how Google is, just going to be able to read a page, using all these different AIs and really need nothing else at some point in the future. Maybe that's not today. Maybe it's in like 3 or 4 years or something, but
1 year. They
don't need anything else at this stage. They have so much accumulated knowledge in their LLMs, and it's a totally different world that we're living in for SEO. And hopefully, we are one of the pioneers in terms of creating a tool to, put yourself ahead of your competition. So very exciting times.
Definitely exciting times. And you guys are here first. Getting in first mover advantage does help. You guys are here first. You can do the SEO first. You can rank and rent the sites. You can digital real estate the sites. You can build sites on the side easily by automating the page generation. And you could do better and more client SEO. You could do better and more in-house SEO. Wouldn't you like to be chatting up the cute secretary instead of doing SEO in your in-house job? I don't know about chatting up the secretary. I can't help you there. But I can tell you that we can automate your job so you can be doing whatever the hell else you want to be doing. It's coming, and get on the ground floor now. You will never look back. It is the golden age of SEO. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure to tune in next time where we tell you about more SEO automation tips. And let me see if I can figure out how to sign off. Let's see if there was any questions here. Great, thanks. I learned a lot today. And Steven says, I'm blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Excellent. All right, fantastic. Okay, we'll see you guys next time. And,
see you next week.
Thanks, Greg, and we'll see you guys next time. Now, how do I turn off this?